welcome to the Lapin Lounge. Today's episode, Kanti. So, welcome Kanti. What
Hello.
got you into VTubing?
Just other VTubers in general. First exposure was Kizuna Ai, and I forget the order after that. There was Sakura Miko, Pekora. The one that really got me into it was Korone.
Yeah, so all the way back with Hololive, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, but it was just small clips here and there shown on my algorithm. I didn't really sit down to watch streams, mainly because there was no subtitles.
Yeah, I think I had a similar experience with a lot of the JP ones. I would see them and I would think, oh, that looks really cool. Even with Kizuna Ai, like, I would only watch the subtitled videos, but the rare times that she did streams, I wouldn't really be able to watch until it was like a dedicated Discord that would translate some of her streams, even like the longer ones, but it was kind of hard to keep up with that.
What really got me to watching was a clip of Korone speaking a little Spanish.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that she did that.
Yeah, it's a small clip. And then after that, I think in August, pretty much like almost everyone that I've been listening to on the lounge saying their first exposure was Nyanners.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I was following her content long before that. And, I decided to browse her channel, and she just happened to update. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that must have been a surprise.
Yeah, I told my brother about it. I just said, dude, she's a VTuber now.
Yeah, no, I do remember there were like a couple of videos of hers that I had seen beforehand, so I was like vaguely aware of her as a creator just because of a few things, but I feel like the transition to VTuber made so much sense in my head that it was like, oh, this is fine. And it's been almost like this slow domino effect of so many other like older YouTubers and things. I saw people really got into like Nightmind and some other like horror YouTubers and stuff, or like informational YouTubers. A lot of them have just become VTubers now, even recently. There's definite pipeline going on.
But what else? What else got me into VTubing?
Well, I mean, was there a
Nyanners?
specific like? I know that a lot of people also mentioned like friend groups and things that sort of pushed them into it. Did you find that you found more VTuber fans afterwards or before becoming a VTuber?
The only other fans that I knew was, I'm sorry, none that I can think of. Just me and my brother, we were just both into VTubers.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, it's been pretty lonely on this end because I do have family members, but I feel like every single time I bring up VTubers, like only one of them even seems to understand what streamers are. And then the other one is like very stuck into YouTubers, but somehow doesn't get streaming. So it's hard to really... I definitely have found that after becoming a VTuber and after finding this whole world, it's been like... It's been pretty easy to be able to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
So... when you had the idea to be a VTuber, was there any other design that you got close to going with, or was it always going to be a bunny?
I was thinking something animal robot-like. I don't know why I shied away from it at first. I was thinking something along the lines of what are they called? Protogens. Are you familiar with that?
Protogens? I feel like I've heard the word. What is it
Well, looks like
from?
I'm saying it right here. I don't know much about them. I just saw the designs and thought they were cute. Yeah, they're a mix of furry and robot.
Oh
I was gonna,
yeah, I've seen. I think I remember them.
yeah, I was gonna go along that path, but I don't know why I shied away from that and ended up with a TV-headed robot, different from this one.
Wait, so how much changed between the first design and this one?
Just one.
Ah,
Actually, I still have it. I can bust it out if you want.
sure. I'll put things up on on the screen.
Okay, let me see.
I'm always curious about that because I feel like I had a few characters that I was probably going to go with, but I felt like this one was just like, it felt more like me, I guess. Particularly because sometimes I feel, okay, so my pipeline kind of went from artist to VTuber. So I had a lot of characters and things that I was drawing and thinking about in terms of wanting to put them in games and stuff like that. So there was like a group of maybe like 20 or so characters that I could have been. But I felt like it almost felt like they were inhabited already. So I went with one that I had created on kind of a whim and hadn't really gotten a chance to put into the story yet. And I just sort of thought like it'd be really fun to move around as this character. So I went with Vero.
I see. All right, let me see if this is the one. And yeah, there we go.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm way up here now. Yeah. Same person that made the previous model. Maybe switch
Honestly,
back. What?
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It is a fair bit simpler, of course, but it still got a lot of personality to it.
Yeah, the same person that made the bunny model. Let me switch back. Wow.
Wait, is there any kind of future designs that you're thinking of?
Yes. Oh, am I the right size? I need to resize myself here.
Oh yeah, you can zoom in a little more.
Wow. We good?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Last week I was kicking an idea around, but I need to think about it some more.
Oh yeah.
Same theme, robot bunny.
I kind of feel like it's a little bit addictive being a bunny somehow, because it's just like, even though it's one of the more inconvenient shapes to like have around on the screen in a sense, because you always have like the ear sticking up and it's like, am I covering this, am I covering that? And it's just so fun to flop them around, you know.
Lop-eared. Maybe that's an idea I should try.
Oh yeah, I tried it on here. It's actually pretty cursed though. I think I can't do it. I just like the shape of them being up, you know. It's very distinctive silhouette wise.
Maybe a toggle, switch between lop and just straight up.
Oh yeah, it would be also very cool to see him like have an animation to just go up and then down like that. You're also one of the few rapid characters I've ever seen with like pronounced whiskers. I think that's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
For like the design aspects of that. And it's just funny because I don't know if you remember, but there was a stream like a long time ago before anything having to do with Bunopolis where I just like happened across watching your stream. And I thought, this is like the coolest design ever. And I never really like got a chance to tell you that, but I've always thought that.
Thank you. I should say her name. Person who helped me with this, Kiki CPU.
Kinky CPU? Nice.
Yeah, Kiki CPU.
Kenki. Oh, okay, yeah. See if we can get the shout out in the description for all that, because I just love the, like I said, I came from the art side of it, and I really want to one of these days start drawing a model. I just I look at what people have to go through to do live 2D, and it just scares me. It is so daunting. Yeah. It's so huge.
The atlas, the parts scattered everywhere, and then the rigging. Oh.
I've done 3D rigging, but I cannot imagine 2D rigging in a lot of ways. Like the puppet wrapping, I think I did that in Photoshop, where I did like an animation where I took some weird like vertices and just moved them around a little, but having to sync that up to camera movement and all of this, and those are the real wizards to me. I cannot imagine bringing entire characters to life like that. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And it became such an art form as well. I think that was one of the main things that I was baffled about from the Keys in the Eye days. I did not know what was happening, really. I figured it was like a person in a full mocap suit with like a studio and, you know, all of this stuff that I never figured would become so accessible.
Yeah.
Like, was VTube Studio the first program that you used?
I was gonna go with I think they were called FaceRig.
Oh yeah, FaceRig was.
But then I don't know what happened. I switched over to VTube Studio. Maybe I just learned about it then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might have been.
I was just rushing into this. I don't know. I just felt like I had to do it.
Yeah, I kind of feel that, and I think probably one of the biggest regrets I have about being a VTuber now is that I never thought of it before. Like, I feel like I should have done it a long time ago, and I just never gave it a shot.
Yeah. Same thing with streaming. I always wanted to stream, but I never could get myself to just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I still have trouble getting myself to do it now for some reason. But I guess it's also like it's a situational thing where I think if I come home from work, I think, do I want to do more stuff or do I want to relax and do less stuff? And oftentimes the answer is like, I could just watch somebody else do things.
Yeah, I used to stream after work, and it was just too tiring. I work afternoon till near midnight, and then I would stream for like maybe 3 hours. It'd be like, 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh man.
Gotta pick a different time zone.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Don't pause the recording. I gotta update something, or not update something, but make myself disappear for 1 second. I'll have this cut out or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just noticed my mouth wasn't moving.
Oh.
When I was talking.
Ventriloquist.
I gotta say, one of the most annoying things about doing the 3D and whatever has been just wrestling with how sensitive this VC face program is. And sometimes it'll just stop working. Let me disappear myself. Because it's supposed to be looking at me. Okay, now the faces are working. It's honestly my fault. Like, I am still using a webcam for all of this. But yeah, that should be fine. Wait, what do you use? Do you use the iPhone?
I started with a webcam. And It's really all about lighting for the webcam, and I just got tired of having a light blasting in my face.
Yeah.
And eventually got an iPhone because I needed a new phone, and I'm like, you know what? Just go for it.
Yeah. I'm about at that point as well because I've got the ring light like right next to my screen. It's such a weird setup to even have to do, but I think I can honestly stream a lot longer if not having that blasting my face the entire time. Well, one thing I do remember about what I was trying to bring up is that when I watched that random stream of yours, you were playing this game that had like this simulation of web, or of like the early 90s web. What was it called?
Hypnospace Outlaw. Hold on, let me if I got that right.
Space Outlaw.
I never got around. Yeah, Hypnospace Outlaw. I see you have to beat it. I got lost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like it would be prone to happen in that sort of game. But I still remember that when I was watching you play that, it felt like that game fit the aesthetic of your character so well.
Yeah.
It was perfect. But it did seem kind of confusing. I will admit that.
Yeah, I'll probably have to use a guide. I need to stop shying away from using guides if I'm stuck. Instead of trying to just smash my face on the keyboard trying to figure it out. I'm like, you know what? I got other games I want to play.
Yeah, that is true. Honestly, there is no shame in using guides, but I do get the stubbornness as well, especially when playing like story games and stuff like that. But when it's a puzzle, I mean, if there is absolutely no way forward other than to look it up, then I guess I better look it up. I don't know.
Right. Or have someone in chat just guide you along.
Yeah, true. Get the hypnospace experts out of there. But I have noticed that recently you've been playing a lot of Elden Ring.
Yep. And I've been getting a lot of help on that too as to where to go because that game is huge.
Yeah. That is also a daunting thing about open world games is that it's open, which means I don't know where to go at any given point. I've never actually gotten so far into a Souls-like where I've had to like retrace my steps and go to everything. Because I think when I was playing Neo, it's a bit more level based. Like everything doesn't connect quite so well.
Right,
but
right.
What are your favorite kinds of games to play? Like between stuff like Hypnospace, Outlaw, and Souls-likes. What is the common thread between them, would you say?
Common, let me see. Do play a lot of shooters, some horror here and there. Platformers. I already said shooters. Games like Hypnospace Outlaw are like every now and then.
Yeah. It was a nice one, but is there one kind of game that you feel like is difficult or easier to stream for you?
Difficult games to stream. I'm gonna say beat 'em ups, like River City Girls 2.
Oh.
Because I'm usually just focused as to what's going on the screen and not much to say.
Yeah, true.
Just random onomatopoeias that I would blurt out.
Yeah, when there's so much stuff on screen that you have to like focus in order to not die, I feel like those can get kind of difficult.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight can be like that too.
Oh yeah, I've heard so much about that game, but wait, do you actually have to stay quiet in order to like not alert
oh, no, that's
people? Or okay,
that's just me trying to focus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sort of used to the idea of having to stay quiet to avoid enemies just reminds me of Lethal Company again.
Yeah. I just learned that some people play with mechanical keyboards, and that gets picked up.
Oh, really? Oh, you
So,
mean in Lethal Company that gets picked up?
yep, any noise
Oh
your
my
mic picks up.
goodness, man!
It's got no noise gate.
Oh, that's terrible. You see, one of
Yeah.
those times I died must have been because of like a car going by in the background.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah. I
I
just
guess
learned about
there's.
it today because there was a meme of a blind dog saying, "Ah, waiter, yes, another mechanical keyboard user, please."
Oh my goodness. I've got to say, it's probably nothing I haven't said already, but Lethal Company has been probably some of the most fun I've had streaming in like this entire time that I've been streaming.
Oh, it's just fun. It's just yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where it feels like they hyper focused on just what makes a game and went with that first and added the bells and whistles later. Like they focused on the loop and just like going to all these planets. The planets themselves, I mean, it doesn't individually matter. So because everyone knows it's generated, you can have stuff like last night where a giant rock was in the way and nobody could get through. Or
Oh,
you could have stuff where there's 3 turrets in a row pointing at the door whenever you walk in. It's just like it's the perfect hijinks ensue kind of game. And I don't even know if I can think of anything else that's been quite like that for me. That you can just always go back to.
yeah. I need to play it some more. I just haven't had a chance or the energy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those, like, when I was playing last night and I looked up from when I had started playing, it had already been like 3 hours. And
Oh,
I had no idea where the time went.
yeah.
It
I've
was
yet to try
crazy.
with the mods yet.
Me either. I've just been doing it vanilla because I hadn't even really gotten to like the later moons, but we were doing pretty well last night and we got to the mansion. I think we didn't get to Titan though, like the last one.
The
But
mansion I did try, yeah.
the mansion is so. I think I finally got a chance to encounter the coil head.
Oh,
It was terrifying, obviously.
yeah. Break line of sight, they rush at you.
It's so crazy. I never quite realized what they were doing, but the spring just like it replaces the head and just shoots the head off. I'd never noticed that before until
Shoots the
seeing
head
it
off.
like roll down the stairs. It is crazy.
Oh,
I mean, even with simpler concepts for the monsters and stuff like that, they make it so easy to understand where it's like somebody can immediately explain to you what happened and you're like, okay, I got it. And you can take it to next time. That is one of the issues that I've had with a lot of multiplayer games that I've tried to play with people, because I think in the past I had visions of being like a fighting game streamer because I do love fighting games, but
yeah. Same. I forgot to mention that I like fighting games too. I haven't played them much, but yeah,
yeah.
I
Oh, by the
appreciate
way,
them.
which ones?
Third Strike, Street Fighter Six.
I need to
Though
get
I
Street
haven't
Fighter
played
6.
Street Fighter Six. Yeah, it's nice and fun. I haven't played it though. I need to get back into it and try Aki. She seems like my
Aki
type.
looks so cool. That's
I
probably
love
one of
her.
the best designs I've seen for a character, and like movement wise and everything. It's crazy. They got
I,
so much more personality into Street Fighter than like I'm used to seeing, because I feel like when I was starting to pay attention to Street Fighter, it was more around the time where Street Fighter 4 had come out and everybody eventually grew to love it. But the start of Street Fighter V was so rough, and I still remember like very few characters, very bare bones of a game, and eventually it did grow to be a lot better than it started. But Street Fighter 6 has just started in so much of a better place that it's almost like overwhelming.
Yeah, 5 didn't really do it for me. 4, I liked 4, but I really got into it once they added Rose in.
Oh yeah,
I was
they
just
added
getting
Rose in
tired
5
of
too.
Yeah, I was just getting tired of fireball spammers. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw fireballs back at them. Then I just started
Yeah.
putting time into her.
I feel like there wasn't like I never got a chance to really play 4 as much. I do have it, but I think whenever I was trying to play 5, I started trying to learn Jury. I started trying to learn Minot, and I still would like to. I know that there's probably people who still hold it against Minot for her gameplay and everything that it did to that game. But I'd still kind of like to see it in 6. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not really familiar with 5. It just kind of just fell off for me at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was around that time that fighting games were just fizzling out for me again.
I'm more of a Soul Calibur
comes and goes
junkie.
for me.
Tekken is pretty fun as well, but it's so hard. It's actually, I will just admit, it looks really, really cool to me. And I watched a lot of Tekken 7, but playing it is such a different story, and the movement of it just like, I never got a chance to get used to that.
And the move list, ugh.
Very, very huge.
Yeah, I heard they're shrinking it down in 8.
I really hope so. And I've definitely seen some new characters in 8 that look a whole lot of fun to play, including like the coffee lady and the very, very thinly disguised Mishima character that they added.
Oh, Reina.
Yeah, Reina looks really cool.
What about Virtual Fighter? Are you familiar with that?
I am, actually. I played a lot of 5. I used to, because I have this thing where I chase around Baji Quan martial arts a lot. So like I would always play as Leo in Tekken. There was the JRPG character that I played in Tales of Xillia who had Baji Quan. And so when I realized that Akira in the main series just has that style, I was like, oh, I'll play this game.
Ah, okay.
And then I ended up playing Pi, I think. Oh, wait, no, there was one other character, Eileen. She had like monkey paw martial arts or something.
I know her.
Yeah. I only played 5, though.
I think I only played, just 3 and 5.
3?
I'd say, I don't know, I really wanted to get into it, but it's a different beast or something.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it was almost like, I don't know how much or if you ever played Dead or Alive, but it feels like what Dead or Alive was going for with its fighting style, except less of the rock, paper, scissors stuff.
Yeah.
Which I kind of felt like, I get what they were going for, but if you're just getting like reversaled all the time, then it feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then, there's plenty of other stuff wrong with Dead or Alive. I don't even really mind the fan service stuff. It's just the thousands of dollars of DLC never really quite sits correctly.
Yeah. What was it? What are they on, 6?
They're on 6, yeah.
Yeah, that was one with all the DLC.
Yeah, I don't even know if they would be able to, like, if they tried to do a 7, I'm not even sure it would go over all that well.
No. I don't know.
I mean, they'll probably do it anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to turn on the lights here a bit real quick. Hold on.
Okay. I'll take a drink of water while you're doing that.
Okay. You can see now.
Yeah. I definitely keep my room pretty dark. I've noticed this after painting the walls dark gray,
Oh,
which it was a choice. It was probably eventually a bad idea, but black, nearly black walls and blackout curtains is like a recipe for well, a bad December. But we'll see how it goes.
yeah.
I've definitely found myself being more in like whenever I go out into to the sun, like for the first time in the week, I noticed that I used to get a headache until I was prescribed literally 10 tablets of vitamin C at a time to be taken once a week.
Huh.
That's how much of a deficit I'm at with vitamin D. It's like insane.
Yeah, I don't really go out much. I just go out for work and shop, and that's it.
Yeah, that's basically it for me as well. It would be nice to have a third place to hang out, but who does that? I've never quite understood the culture of just hanging out late at night with people at bars or whatever. It's just not something I ever grew up with or around.
No, I'd rather just stay up late at home.
Yeah.
Oh, am I being picked up in... Because if you can hear myself...
Oh, can you hear yourself?
I don't know. Let me see.
Whoa.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some of it could be like it coming through the speakers or the headphones. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But hopefully it's definitely one of those things I get keenly aware of. I think if I had to pick a reasoning behind being a bunny, I'm sort of recognizing that I do have sensitive ears to certain things. And so whenever there's like sounds playing that I don't want to be playing, it'll bug me and I'll have to mute something or I'll have to chase it around and find where it is so I can shut it off, etc. So being next to a road is not fun.
Yeah.
I swear there was a solid week during the summer where every single time I tried to start a stream, a lawnmower would start up.
Oh. Yeah.
It's residential living, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
On that note, what do you like to do when you're not streaming? Or is there a thing you like to do when you're not streaming?
Usually try to get into drawing, mostly pixel art, but it's just been, on and off.
Ah. Wait, have you been trying to make a game?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about it, but I don't know.
I do feel like I had to like make myself not do it anymore. Because eventually you have to pick sort of a street to go down when it comes to art. And I was recognizing that the thing that I wanted to do most in regards to game design was designing characters. And so I realized, wait, why don't I just design characters instead?
Oh, okay.
So I focused a bit more on that instead of like having the grand old thing from like 4th grade that I had been thinking of forever with all these characters and whatnot. The passion project thing that lays in the back all the time. I had to lay it to rest to a degree.
Oh.
I mean, I wanted to... Well, frankly, what stood in my way was programming. And recognizing that all of these people that are amazing solo developers, they have programming skills. That I do not.
Oh, I see.
And so whenever it would be time to like really put together the meat of what makes a game, I would not really have a way to proceed from there because I just don't know how to program. So I would definitely have to be like I'd have to find somebody who is more into programming from that angle. But honestly, I don't even know. Because I feel like I've landed in a place where I'm better off just doing art whenever I like to do art, doing music whenever I like to do music, and just doing games and streaming whenever I like to do it.
Have you tried what kind of game were you planning on making?
Well, let me tell you, it
Oh.
changed quite a bit. Because, like, I was inspired by JRPGs, so I wanted to make something that was like a JRPG originally.
Oh, okay.
But I also really, really like Mega Man. And it
That's
is one of
good.
my favorite series ever. But, so eventually I thought, well, why don't I just do like a spin-off of this grand idea of a game, and I'll focus it on this one character that I kind of like more, and I'll do a Mega Man style game with that. And, well, that became its own thing. And then that scale kind of blew up, and it was like, oh, well, now all these characters are involved, and oh, now I got to do all this. And so I recognized that any sort of thing that I would be trying to do would sort of scale in my brain if I didn't have somebody to properly deflect from the ideas becoming too big. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to do towards it, and I had to stop myself and recognize that if I was going to put my entire life towards all of this, then I would need to get into a position that was more plausible to do that from. So that's actually kind of when I discovered streaming a bit more, and VTubers definitely a lot more during, pandemic times.
I see.
Because when I was, all of that started, I was about to go to school for game design.
Oh, okay.
And I had been taking online classes. And then, when it was time to go physical for those classes, well, I could no longer do that. So I had to stop that and just go home. And that gave me a lot of time on my hands. And, well, here we are. Now I'm a VTuber.
Yeah. Yeah, it started around that time in the mid of the pandemic. When was it? Oh, shoot,
2020.
when did I start streaming? 2020, 2021? Oh, wow, I can't remember.
Yeah,
It's
it
only
all
been a
kind of
few
blends
years.
together.
Yeah.
Simultaneously, it blends together and it feels like it happened to like a different person.
I'm pretty sure it was in 2020. Then, yeah, I was planning in late 2020. Then I got everything going in February or March, I think.
Yeah, honestly, I think it was around that time that I started as well. I streamed so infrequently that I almost kind of don't count it. Like, obviously, it's fairly easy to go into VRoid Studio and put up a thing and start making it and whatever. So I did that, and then I just didn't have the drive to keep streaming. I kind of wish I had done so during when I was playing Soul Calibur, because I probably would have liked to get on a lot. But that was like 2018, 2019 and stuff. And so I hadn't even really been watching streamers or doing anything. Well, I mean, okay, I watched streamers, but I only watched like maybe 2 of them. And there were Twitch streamers, and there were usually like fighting game streamers, but I just never really thought about streaming myself for some reason.
Before streaming, I thought about doing Let's Plays. I
Oh.
didn't know what to do other than just sit there, commentate, and play.
Mm-hmm.
One theme I was thinking of, well, I used to buy a lot of games on Steam when they went on sale, and it was a bitch to just. Oops, sorry. It was a pain
Say
to
whatever
go
you need.
through them all.
Say whatever you need. I've never said
Oh.
anything like that's the show is censored or anything like that.
Okay. But yeah. Then one theme I wanted to go with was that I had too many games, so now I got to play them all. Something along the lines. Then I woke up the next day and decided to watch some Game Grumps, and they announced their new, not new channel, but another show,
The Steam Train
Called
intro.
s-
Oh no.
the Steam Train.
Oh no.
Yeah, the same idea. He bought too many games, now he's got to play them all. So I
Yeah.
felt that if I tried to, I felt that I was riding on their coattails or whatever, and wasn't sure if I'd be able to put up with comments telling me that if the videos get views, I was afraid I would get comments calling me a ripoff or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I just said, forget that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still remember those days of watching a lot of Game Grumps and stuff like that. Let's Plays were never something I ever wanted to do for some reason though. Even though I feel like maybe I just didn't have like a specific target of the kinds of games that I would want to do a Let's Play of. Because I mean that would be the main thing. Like which kinds of games would you want to do? I mean, if it's just like perusing through Steam, then that could get, that could get interesting for sure. Depending on what kinds of games that you're playing. So I need to close that.
Sorry?
Oh no, I genuinely just got distracted for a moment.
Oh.
That will happen. Sorry about that.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, there was another. So I know that there is a tendency to think that for becoming a VTuber, you have to be a weeb. However, is there a particular TV or show or TV or anime show that you've watched recently that you get into?
Recent anime that I've been watching was Baki.
Baki, wow.
Yeah.
That
Also,
is the-
Kengan Ashura.
Oh wait, isn't that in the same? Is that in the same universe?
No, it's a similar theme though. Just fighters duking it out. And they all got their backgrounds and stories. Insane fighting.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard of or seen clips of Baki, but I've never gotten a chance to see it myself.
It's wild.
I feel like it's so exaggerated and so crazy looking that it's gotta be. It's not supposed to be like super serious, right?
No.
Okay,
I mean, one of the
thank goodness.
characters is called the strongest creature on Earth, and he pretty much is.
Yeah,
He just toys with everyone.
that's gotta be fun though. Just like I feel like one of the issues that I've had when watching some shonen shows in the past is like it always feels like either it doesn't go far enough or like it goes way too far and like everybody's dying all the time and stuff like that and it just sort of gets depressing. But with stuff like Baki, I feel like it's so wild and exaggerated that it's just got to be pure fun at that point.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I just thought, at the end of some fights, I'm like, oh, he's dead. Then he just comes back the next episode with just maybe a bandage or two on their face.
Oh yeah, no, that's honestly
Like, I'm
great.
fine.
Like, I feel like if you're going to already be anime, just suspend disbelief, just do things, and just like have as much fun as humanly possible.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a this is not one where I entirely like it, but I get the idea of why people like Mortal Kombat in a sense, because they sort of are able to just do whatever and think like, what's the worst that could happen to a person as a result of a weapon, and then think, all right, well, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to come right back for the next fight, and there it is.
Yeah. I'm kind of on and off with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm all the way off with that because I don't really like. I feel like when it was, I could probably have stood it when the gore and stuff was more cartoony, but it got so realistic that it was like, oh, this is genuinely nauseating now.
Not that of the newest one. The previous one I enjoyed. It was just kind of goofy, having RoboCop and Rambo, Terminator.
Oh yeah, for sure. It leans on the guests pretty heavily. Like I know that one of them had like Alien and Predator in there. One of them had the Joker, I think. Like they got some wild guests for sure.
Yeah.
Now they got like Omni-Man and they actually do have Omni-Man in there. One of who else?
Homelander.
Oh yeah, Homelander. Yeah. I've never watched The Boys. I've heard things though. I've certainly heard things.
Yeah, it's pretty gory at times.
It's like this is probably a silly example, but it feels like the Madoka Magica, or like what Madoka Magica did for Magical Girl anime. I feel like The Boys kind of did it for superhero anime in a sense, and Invincible as well.
Yeah,
they like went so far, and they went so far that they led by example, and now everyone's gonna start going pretty far. I feel like that's pretty cool. I guess you could kind of. There were probably some other gory types of superhero. I think Kick-Ass was pretty gory.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I think, it was.
Oh, wait. Was there ever a major, like, Punisher series? Or, like, animated
Netflix?
series?
Oh, animated? No, I don't think so.
Oh,
there was a
was
series
it live
on
action?
Netflix.
Ah. I wonder why that didn't catch on.
It was okay.
Well, there you go.
Although the character did kind of carry the second season of Daredevil. I mean, second season was me. I don't know.
Wait, so they did actually... They brought the character into Daredevil? I did not know that.
Yeah, it was in season 2. Spoilers, sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. Trust me... The unfortunate part is that, like, I tend to have no answer for this question because half the time, if I've watched a TV show or anime, it was within the past 5 years and not like recently enough. Because that is the other issue is like when you have to do all the VTubing stuff yourself and still balance that with like wanting to watch them and, you know, interact with the community and whatever. You don't get a lot of time to just sit and watch stuff.
No. Or do stuff.
So it's like, it's just ping-ponging between time management for sure.
Yeah, that's something you gotta do. Otherwise you just burn out.
For sure. I guess it's kind of why I haven't really stuck to schedules quite as much. Because I feel like I don't know exactly what I'm going to want to do in a particular evening. But I know that when I want to involve other people, I have to tell them. But then it's nice to be able to turn on stream and just do whatever. But there's so much planning involved for some things. So it's just kind of like this constant wheel that just keeps spinning. of like, do I do things or do I not do things? Do I try to be spontaneous? Do I try to plan everything out? I don't know. I do notice that you post schedules though. I do appreciate that. And from like a viewer standpoint, it's always nice to know when somebody's going to be on and have like a consistent
Okay.
way to find them.
Yeah, I just usually send them around my days off and then one random work day that I'm working late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did try to expand to maybe 4 or 5 streams a week, but then they changed me to mid shift. I used to be closing, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I spend too much time streaming and not enough working on other things.
Yeah, that can be kind of an issue too, because I've tried to figure out some sort of way. Like, I feel like Twitch has some easier editing tools now where you can put clips into vertical and move your camera and stuff. That seems like a nice thing to do, but I've never really quite just taken a day to sit there and take all the clips and do all that stuff and upload it to everywhere else.
Yeah.
It just,
Um,
I get why people hire people to do that for sure.
the editing and all that, yeah.
Because there's less
a lot
time
of
that I
work.
have to be on and just doing stuff. But yeah, I mean, that is the other aspect of it that I recognize that I don't think I've, well, okay, it's not an age thing, it's just a personality thing, but social media stuff is still baffling to me because I just like, I got into it so late. I did not really have a Twitter anything until maybe just starting the VTuber stuff.
Yeah, same. I never got into Facebook, Twitter early. Never got into LiveJournal. There was a lot of things I never got into.
I saw them, like I would see other people do them, and maybe I would make an account to just like view what other people were doing, but it was never really about me to like sit and tell everybody every little thing about what I'm thinking or what I'm doing. And it's like, I guess maybe I have a baseline of thinking, who would want to, like, nobody really asked me what I had for dinner, so like why am I posting that?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to think that way in a sense. I can't really do it. I don't know. And don't even get me started on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I have to limit my time on TikTok.
See,
I just keep scrolling.
I don't know. I feel like I'm scared to start getting into that website properly because I know that I'd be the same. Like, I still refresh on Twitter looking for something new to like get served something that I know is going to be like, every other post is like going to be intentionally upsetting because those are the things that get more engagements, and then I refresh trying to look for something not depressing, and then it's like, oh, I finally found one piece of art. Let me scroll down to it's gone. The website deleted it for some reason. Cool.
Yeah.
You?
Oh, yeah, just pop my elbow. I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Didn't move it at all.
Oof. But yeah, what's the rest of your lifestyle like? Because I know that I'm not much of a baker or cook, but do you tend to do either of those things?
No, not cook. Baking only when it's cold. But even then, I've been slacking on it. It's usually just simple things like cornbread and brownies.
I became an air fryer addict. I bought into the hype. Everything that I eat, like every other thing, seems to be something that I can just throw in there and use it like a microwave. So I get the hype. I actually, it was less of a meme and more of like, oh, this is actually incredibly useful.
Yeah, I just use it for everything now, almost.
Because I had not had a microwave for a very, very long time, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like there was a point in which it helped me be more patient when it came to cooking, but it's all gone now. Like I'll just throw everything in the air fryer now,
Oh,
unless it's water.
actually, I haven't really been practicing it, but just fried rice in general.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good one, and I really love rice cookers. I just have a really terrible one, and I would
No, I
like to
just
have
got
a
a
better one.
little small one, but I mean, it's enough for me and my brother. That's it.
Hmm.
Don't need a jumbo one.
Yeah, and see, I got kind of used to using rice cookers at work, previous work, and so I felt sort of spoiled by seeing the really really nice fancy one, and then coming home to like the worst one that I could think of. So I feel like I'm gonna eventually be forced to bridge that gap and
Is the
start
one with
buying
the
the
little
nice
glass
rice.
lid?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
it actually rattles whenever it's making the
Oh,
rice and like spills on the sides.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so it's like, well, that was the thing that I was trying to avoid whenever I was doing the stovetop cooking of the rice. So why would I even use this thing? But yeah, definite favorite appliance by now is just the easiest thing ever, which is the air fryer for sure. But what do you like to drink?
Drink. Just mostly
Non-alcoholic or
water.
alcoholic?
Uh, alcoholic. Mostly beer now. I used to drink a lot of hard liquor.
Oh,
And then I was
yeah.
like, you know what? I'm tired of these migraines.
Yeah, I think I've always been too much afraid of the side effects and things like that. So I've never drank at all.
Yeah. I'm trying to really cut back on it now. It's been what? As of now, a bit over a week. So
Oh,
I'm good.
yeah. I hope you're ending up feeling better from it as well. Like if it was bad enough to where there was withdrawals, then hopefully that's not too bad either.
Oh, that's what scared me first. I mean, I wasn't. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a heavy drinker, but just every night, used
Mhm.
to. Then I said, you know what? How do I quit? I just started looking up everything, and this is withdrawals. You'll get this. You'll get that. I'm like,
Yeah,
that scared me. But then one day I
but
said, no. You know what? Fuck it.
it's better than hangovers, right?
Right? Yeah.
Honestly. I think that's the thing I was the most afraid of. It's like, I need to wake up early. I would much rather not be waking up with a debuff from the night before. But there's some other drinks that I've had to cut out of my life as well. Because when I was in college, I was very fascinated by the idea that I had money, even though it was borrowed from the government or whatever. But so whenever, probably nearly every single time I would pass a vending machine, I would get some sort of soda because I was never really raised having any kind of soda at all. Like it would be a rare thing to have in the house. So I thought, well,
Uh,
I'm relatively independent. I have this money that I've been given, and I would just get energy drinks so much.
yeah.
And I would get sodas and everything like that. And eventually I burned out so hard on all
No.
that.
Yeah. I just limit caffeines to the mornings now. I'm like, nope. It's already past noon. No caffeine.
Yeah. That would be a great thing to do. But I think it's like directly after noon is where I need caffeine the most. It's like,
Yeah. Get that final push.
yeah, definitely for the afternoon. Like right after lunch, I get really sleepy, and it's been a thing that's happened ever since I've been a kid. Like 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm useless, practically.
Oh.
I don't even know why, and sometimes it doesn't even have to do with what I've eaten either. But so more often than not, I'll end up taking the powdered gamer drink of choice in the afternoon, but I had to convert to that because I had a previous thing where I would be filling up like 2-gallon tumblers of coffee, gas station coffee in the mornings. I had to stop myself with that because my frame of reference for coffee was like instant coffee, which was really weak. But when I found out that regular coffee existed, I went overboard. So, yeah. I think that's the other thing. It's like, I recognize that there's some aspects of my personality that are probably super fixated on certain things. So if I like something, I will like it for years and years. And I don't want that to be alcohol.
Oh, yeah, definitely no.
Yeah. Maybe the caffeine will kill me slower. I don't know. But I would much rather prefer that death. So, my third to last question would be, what is some good news that you can share?
Good news. Well, I'm starting to get back into exercising.
Oh.
Yeah, bought some weights a few months ago, and it took me a while to get into it, but yeah, I'm getting back into it. Although,
so like barbell weights or like
just dumbbells.
Oh, dumbbells. Okay.
Yeah, if I wanted barbells, I would have to go to the gym, but the gym near me, they prefer to load up on treadmills. There's hardly any. Yeah, they do have machines, but it's like one of each.
Yeah,
the free weights are always used up. Yeah, well, it's not a small gym. They just chose to have like 3 rows of treadmills.
Oh, okay, yeah, 3 rows.
Like, why?
That seems like kind of a waste.
Yeah.
Like, are they even all used?
I don't know. Last time I walked by, I don't know. Can't recall.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I feel like if I were to have a treadmill, I'd rather just have it in my room. So I could just run while watching a bunch of different things. But it's kind of hard to fit into places, and definitely expensive to start doing like heavy equipment in the room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one year I did ask for these adjustable dumbbells where you can like twist and bring on different weights and stuff like that. They're very fancy, but they're very nice.
Tried finding those, but no luck.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could give you mine because I haven't used them very much. But I don't know. I need to figure out something because, frankly, I was doing walking one summer, and I feel like I walked every single place around the neighborhood that I would want to walk. I just got so tired of it, of like seeing the same stuff. Like I would have to make it maybe about what I'm trying to listen to while I'm walking or something like that. But then it's like, you're still just walking around the same places all the time. And I feel like that sort of a routine would just not, I don't know. I just get bored of it. Even though it's healthy, obviously.
Yeah, back where I used to live, I used to walk around to where I need to get to, and I don't know. I mean, driving there, it's not recommended. You either just walk or take the bus, and even then, the bus schedules are unreliable.
Yeah,
you're just better off walking.
Honestly,
by the time you get there, the bus will finally get there.
Yeah, no, bus schedules, I feel like ruined my 20s. Like having to rely on that for school and then for work and then just for so long with that. It's like every single time having that variable at the beginning or end of the day was like so much added stress that built up over time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I would miss it and it would be like, oh,
oh, yeah.
well, now what do I even do?
Yeah, 3 to midnight shifts on the bus. Ugh.
Ugh. Midnight bus goers.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a trip.
No, strangely, it was pretty safe for me, the route I went. It was during the daytime that it was like kind of random, I guess. I don't know.
Probably
I felt
the
safer
evening.
at night.
I think maybe like early evening would be when you're probably getting people going to a place, but then I guess at night there'd probably be not very many people riding the bus.
Yeah.
Or if they are, they'd probably be drunk. Maybe drunk enough to just be sleeping, not fighting or whatever.
There was also subways, but I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't know. I'm in the South. They don't really do a lot of that over there. I would love to have a train between some major cities, though. That would definitely be nice.
Supposed to be a speed rail, but I don't know what happened to that. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm talking like we're in the same state, but no, we're not. There's supposed to be one over here.
I mean, honestly, I've definitely heard of plans similar to that, but every single time that it gets brought up, it feels like some sort of government somewhere changes hands and then it just gets completely forgotten.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. All of these infrastructure things, I feel like if we were to just invest in teleportation, I don't even care if the inferior copy of me that arrived at the destination just had some sort of slight damage each time. It would be so nice to just be able to get somewhere instantly. I think I would take it. And so, one of the last questions I've got for you is, do you have any questions for me?
Okay. What do you think about music in video games?
I think that music in video games saved my entire childhood.
Oh?
Yes, because I started with a composer named Alexander Brandon, who he worked for Epic Games, and he made the soundtrack for Jazz Jackrabbit and for Tyrion. Both very early games on the MS-DOS. And when I heard those soundtracks, I feel like I just fell in love with game music forever. And one of my favorite composers is Alexander Brandon, but I've come to enjoy Jake Kaufman quite a bit, who did the Shantae games and did the Mighty Switch Force games. Whoever was responsible for the Nier soundtrack made me cry. I love that game so much. Even if it was really depressing. But
which Nier?
Oh, Nier Automata. I still have not put myself through the first game yet. I
haven't beaten it yet.
I gotta do it. It's eventually just something I need to do, but I'm just looking for a sale, you know. For the meantime, I have bought too many games. And now I gotta play them all. But yeah, honestly, I just will definitely say it's like my favorite thing about games. Honestly, like I will go in music first to very, very many games.
Oh.
And wait, what would be What's one of your favorite soundtracks?
Oh, let's see. I got a whole bunch.
I'm gonna bet I'm gonna agree with some of them.
Let's see. Well, okay. Well, obviously, there's Mega Man series, right? My favorite of the first NES ones would have to be maybe Part 3. I know everyone goes to Part 2 and then picks Wily's stage.
Oh yeah, of course.
First song,
but
yeah.
that's just like that classic one. I mean,
Yeah.
I would actually venture to say I remember a lot more of the ones from Mega Man 8. Just probably because of the order in which I played it is a little unfair because I started with 8. Like, it's a little bit roundabout, but I love the music in that one as well, and 7 as well.
Yeah, I don't remember much of those.
Did you ever get into the X series?
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, what was I mentioning? Mega Man 9. Mega Man 9 was a good one too.
Oh, really?
The soundtrack.
Was that the one with
Splash Woman?
Splash Woman, yes.
Yes.
Splash Woman.
When they first announced it, I was like, I don't know. But then I listened to the soundtrack and I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, they went the nostalgia route. I have not heard any of the music for Mega Man 11. I don't know if it held up. I mean, I would assume. I've had it for a while. I just never made myself play it for whatever reason. It's technically the last Mega Man one that they've done at this point.
Yeah, it was. Let me see. Oh, wow, 2018.
Yeah, it's recent.
Wait,
I mean, I say that, but that was 5 years ago.
Oh.
I
think there's a recent one where you switch. Anyways. Others.
Well, the Battle Network collection is technically the most recent one, but it's like, it's a collection. It's old games.
I've only played the second one.
Battle Network 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I gotta say, one of the things I remember most about that game was how funny the dialogue was.
Oh, yeah.
It was wild for like no reason. Like, I don't think any of the other ones got that crazy.
Yeah, that was something.
Lan in particular was just like saying crazy stuff on the airplane. Like, I did not understand what was going on, but it was cool.
Yeah. Another good soundtrack is Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah. They've got some nice like ambient stuff for sure. And for like the bosses as well.
No, this is
like a Assassin's Creed?
Cyberpunk. Sorry?
Oh wait, no. Sorry. My brain went to Valheim for some reason.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking. Or like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. No, you're talking about like the one with the numbers in it. And the bar.
Cyberpunk bartender action.
Yeah. No, I love that game so much. It's actually, I have a weird story about the composer of that. 10 years ago, I made a remix to a Jazz Jackrabbit song. And Michael Kelly, the one who composed all of that, he commented on it and he said that he liked it. And I feel like ever since then, I became a fan of his. And I remember a lot of the early stuff that they used to have on their channel was, it went into like some of the later versions of like early stuff they used to post. It actually went onto the soundtrack, but they deleted all their some of the early stuff, but I still have some of the early stuff. So it feels kind of odd as it's like, well, these songs eventually made it into like a real game. And so it was wild to see so much recognition for somebody I thought was like this little composer, and then they just like blew up. They always just got so much better and better, and that's one of the best soundtracks of all time, I would say. I want to own the vinyl.
Trying to think, what other game had a good soundtrack? I just had it in my head.
Cyberpunk 2077?
I I haven't played much of it.
I didn't play it either.
Oh, what was I just... River City Girls. There we go.
Oh.
Megan McDuffie.
Yeah, I haven't actually heard that one. Was there some other stuff that they had done?
Megan McDuffie? Let me see.
I know that there was somebody... I recently got a chance to see that recent Scott Pilgrim show. And I know that there was like a composer who did the games for that they got back. I liked that one quite a bit.
Was it Anamanaguchi? Or...
Yeah. And I played it for a bit, but Omega Strikers soundtrack is very nice.
I haven't played much of Omega Strikers.
Yeah, it's still around. Maybe not for too much longer, but...
oh, yeah, I read that.
Yeah, they're moving on to bigger and better things. I mean, it's kind of like that thing we were talking about with Lethal Company's Loop. I feel like Omega Strikers is a good game. Like, it's a good mini game. But something about the way that it's constructed, it's really easy to just play a few games and just leave. And I feel like maybe they're trying to go for something with a bit more staying power, like keeping people playing for longer. And I hope that they're able to have that all figured out with whatever they do next. Because I really love the art style. I really love the music and characters. I would love to see them in something else. Maybe a fighting game.
Sorry?
Maybe a fighting game.
Yeah, that can work. I mean, yeah.
Honestly, I could see those characters duking it out.
Totally, yeah.
In like a Guilty Gear kind of style. That's another soundtrack that I love a whole lot.
What was your first Guilty Gear?
Well, my first one was actually Guilty Gear 2 Overture.
Oh, is that the
It's the
sort
RTS
of a beat
one.
'em up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The weird, like, the strategy beat 'em up one that was like, technically, okay, I think it was that, but before it, I might have played Guilty Gear Advance. Like, for some reason, I never really played like a main fighting game Guilty Gear until Xrd. Oh wait, no, I played I think I played Sharp Reload or something like that. Maybe first. But I never really started learning any of the characters until like picking up Soul and Kai and Xrd, probably.
Oh, I see. Xr's a third one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, they didn't want to go with XXX.
Yeah.
I think that would be a little bit of a different connotation there.
Right.
They had to make up one. And now we're on to Strive, which is 4, I guess.
Still haven't gotten it yet.
And you know what? I feel so stupid. I just realized what they did with that. Because IV is 4. And Strive has IV in it.
Oh.
I just got that. I literally just got that. Okay, you know what? Fine. Good for them. I never understood that name before. Yeah, Village also did that. That one was a bit easier to... I mean, okay, it was still clever. It was still clever. I gotta say. What do you think they're gonna do for Resident Evil 9?
Who knows? I mean, 7, they went straight back into horror.
Yeah.
Then 8, seems like they went back to 4, except for that one house with the jelly baby.
Yeah, that was the horror house for sure.
Yeah, no, I paused so many times.
That one was
trying to
quite
remember
freaky.
the layout.
Yeah. Being chased by a giant baby. They know how to freak people out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if are they going to lean one way or another? I never played the Rose DLC. I wondered if that was like a a hint of what they would be doing for 9, but
It it was good. There were times that I forgot it was a Resident Evil game, and I was thinking they can make a new game based.
did it seem more like a Parasite Eve kind of game, maybe?
I heard that, but I didn't really feel that. To me, well, maybe because it was one segment. I kind of want to say Alice in Wonderland, American McGee's Alice in Wonderland. There was one part.
Interesting.
You know those spring enemies in a Lethal Company.
Yeah.
They have those kind of
I know
enemies.
them. I know them personally, frankly.
They have those in the Rose DLC.
Oh wow.
And you're in a narrow room and hallway, so you kind of have to.
That's creepy.
Yeah. I'll never forget. I'll never forget the glowing eyes.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of interested now. I never even watched anybody play. Maybe I should just actually play it myself. I keep
Pretty
forgetting
short.
sometimes that it's like, you know what? Even if you watched somebody play a whole lot of something, you can actually still play it yourself.
Yeah.
It just it depends for sure. Because I've watched somebody play through the original Resident Evil 4, but I never actually watched anybody play the remake. And I know it's good.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's better than the first. I mean, they're both good. They both. Yeah.
I mean, I also never played the original Final Fantasy VII. I love the remake. But
Yeah,
you know,
I like both. Yeah.
that's I think it's one of those cases where once you reach a certain point with nostalgic games, it can get to a point where it's like you had to be there in order for it to really hit. Like, I know I would have loved a lot of the early Final Fantasy games if I had played them around when they had come out or earlier on in life, maybe with a bit more imagination, not quite so ruined by like wanting to see things in graphical fidelity or whatever. I tried Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 around similar times, but I was playing them on the PSP. And so I feel like maybe it was kind of my mistake for doing that. And maybe I didn't give them quite the chance they should have been given. But between the three of them, I ended up liking 9 a lot more because it was a bit more lighthearted. And I wasn't really getting into like Cloud as a character or Squall as a character in 8. But Zidane seemed pretty cool.
I hardly remember 8. I don't know what happened to it.
It's kind of like a fever dream, but it's kind of like the point of being a fever dream.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
6?
like I'd have to watch someone play 8 in order to understand it. But, oh, did you say that you played 6?
Yeah, have you tried 6?
Oh, no, I haven't. I only know very vague things about it because I played Dissidia, so I've seen some of the characters and things.
Okay. Yeah, Dissidia, wow.
Yeah, I love Dissidia a lot.
Never got into the PSP ones. I tried the console version, and I don't know, just wasn't a fan of the 3-on-3 thing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was...
Yeah. I feel like it was a downgrade. It is a much better formula being one-on-one for sure. I don't really know why they went with I don't know, it's just too chaotic with 3v3. Like you can't really even see anything of what's going on because there's just stuff happening all the time.
Yeah, who am I locking on to?
Yeah. I heard there was a character that literally affected what character you were locking onto. Like it would just tank you and like steal your lock on. So sometimes you probably weren't actually locking onto the right character. It was just taking it from you. Like that just seemed frustrating. Although kind of a clever use of the tanking principle. But yeah. Dissidia was it was definitely a time, but I guess that maybe I have a habit of getting into series in the wrong way, because my first Final Fantasy that I played almost all the way through was 13. And
Let's see, 13.
it was definitely contentious, but that was the one with lightning.
Ah, okay,
And,
okay.
Yeah. They went on to make 2 other games with lightning in them.
Yeah.
And I like the third one that they, they did. But, that's actually, it loops back around to the OST conversation. Because there's a lot of people who will name like their favorite Final Fantasy OSTs and stuff like that. They'll name 7 and 10 and whatever. I honestly think that Lightning Returns has one of the best soundtracks in all of Final Fantasy.
Huh.
And a lot of people probably won't even hear it because they just didn't play that game.
I'll give it a listen. I mean, what was the last Final Fantasy game I sat down to play before the remake of 7?
Which one?
I think only 10.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Neanners earlier. When I was, I still watch her a ton, but there was a specific time in which she played 10 on stream and got all the way to the end, and it was like a marathon, like 11 to 12 hour streams each.
Oh.
And so that was actually my first time experiencing Final Fantasy X, and I cried at the end. It was great.
Yeah. It ends like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I cried before the end even. Like, I did not know so many of the twists from that game. I knew like basic stuff like that happened earlier on in the series or in the game, but that's literally because Dissidia, I guess, spoiled it, kind of, by accident.
Okay, they passed by. I was waiting for that motorcycle to pass by.
Yeah, no, I heard it. I heard the motorcycle that time. Yeah,
it's every day, that guy.
I get that issue as well. I've never quite understood what drives a person to rev up their engines through a residential neighborhood. But good for them, I guess.
And you mentioned plot twists earlier, and I just thought of the Yakuza series.
Uh-oh. See, I've actually still not played anything past like the very, very first intro of Zero, which is the only one I own currently. I've really got to get into that.
Oh, what part did you leave off on?
Oh no, it was the actual just intro. Like, I think what I need to do is make myself play it on stream or something, because I honestly have an issue with trying to play single player games off stream now. Like, I feel like now that I am a VTuber, I figure there's going to be probably at least one person who wants to see me play through any given game. And I would feel like I would be letting that fictional person down if I were to just sit there and experience all that off stream.
Okay.
Stuff like gacha games, I can just, I can do all that off stream, and that's fine. But when it's like a story moment game, I guess I would just like to have the live reaction of whatever happens. So
yeah, it's what was I going with that? There's a lot of moments I just want to see certain people play that game and just see what their reaction is,
Yeah, that for sure. I mean, I still have not watched people play. The only Yakuza games I've actually watched anybody play a little bit of was a bit of Like a Dragon and a bit of Judgment, which I know isn't technically a Yakuza game, but Judgment looks really good.
It's a nice little spin-off.
Mm-hmm. And so I almost feel like I want to get through Yakuza so I can play Judgment and kind of understand it a bit more.
Oh, it's its own thing. I mean, it takes place in the same. It takes place in the same city, but there's like I don't think there was any mention of any characters.
Really? Oh,
It's,
I was avoiding it because I thought it was going to be tied to it. But honestly, if I can just play Judgment by itself, I might do that and then like go back to the Yakuza games.
yeah, because I can't recall anything.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look into that. I don't know if is it full price on Steam though. It's probably full price.
Let's see. Oh wait, I'm spelling Judgment wrong.
Oh,
Judgment. Still $40.
well, that's not too bad.
Wait, there's a sequel?
There is.
There is a sequel.
Oh, well, that I did not know.
I'm wishlisting that right now.
Well, cool.
And it came out last year. Wow, I am not paying attention to anything.
Really? Oh, Lost Judgment? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, maybe I could just buy the Judgment collection. Oh, they got story expansions and everything.
Kaito star Lost Judgment. Oh, Kaito's a good character. Like him.
Yeah, I remember seeing a little bit of him in the intro to Judgment. Wow. Well, okay. I mean, that's something to do. I mean, honestly, 2 games is a lot easier and a lot less daunting than 8 games.
Yeah.
And like 3 other spinoffs. Because I think it's starting to get to that point where I'm like, once I start Yakuza, am I going to have to get all of these and play all of them? Is the major question.
Yeah, like if all the stories are interconnected. God, it's been a while since I played. I've played them all.
Oh wow!
I played them when they released.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, it's always been one of those where it's like, I know that I'm interested, but it's gonna take like a very specific mood to get into them, and somehow I just haven't found that yet. Even though there's a lot of characters and things that I would like to see in like recent ones, because obviously there was that whole thing with K-Song getting into that. The recent game. I definitely want to see that, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have to play like 9 games to get up to that point. I don't know.
Yeah. They're all what? 13 chapters about? So I don't know, maybe 20. Yeah, 20 to 40 hours. Actually, I think Zero's like 20 plus chapters because it's 2 different perspectives.
Oh, it is. Wait, does the other one... Is the other one from, what's his face's, Majima's perspective?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In Zero.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I gotta get on it sometime for sure. Although, speaking of games, story games that I would like to go to, I keep forgetting that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is there.
Yeah, it was fun.
I really want to play it. I actually have it bought. But there was another game that was kind of in that like very bright style. I forgot the name of it.
Jet Set Radio? No.
Well, yeah, I mean Jet Set Radio, of course. I still never technically played that. And I see that it's like $8 on Steam. But what was it? It was a game where you had like, it was a character that turned into some sort of robot, and there was a black cat.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush, yes.
I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I don't think I ever bought that. I need to play it. For some reason. I mean, if we're talking game music, well, that one had game music as basically its entire core focus, and that just seems really cool to me. So really, does anything beat Metal Gear Rising?
My God.
Does anything beat that soundtrack?
Oh, it's a god. When I played the demo, I was like, this is cool. But then rules of nature. I just knew I just had to get that game.
Yeah, it is crazy. I never thought I would like an action game about as much or more than Devil May Cry, because I mean I had played 5 and 4 a very long time ago, but just something about the combat and the entire atmosphere of just like being able to play with that music playing.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rising was just a treat of a game. Oh, by the way, if you ever played, I don't know if you got too into Battle Network, but I would highly recommend the game One Step from Eden if you like the battle system at all. Because
yes, I have that wish listed.
One Step from Eden is essentially just a roguelike version of Battle Network games.
I like roguelikes.
Yep. And so any single time that you can think of that you would want a new roguelike, I would highly recommend One Step from Eden, because it's got pretty good music. But I mean, it's definitely got that addictive quality to the gameplay, because I really love like battle chips and all of that sort of nature. I loved being able to just like skip around on the tiles and dodge stuff. It was a cool battle system to me.
Yeah, and it's pixel art. I'm definitely into that.
Yeah, I love that. And there's gonna be another game next year. And next year is like a month from now, but
Yeah.
sometime next year, that's more of like a PvP focused version. But I don't think it really needs to be like, it doesn't need to be focused on that, I would say. But it's still pretty cool. I don't think there's much of a story for like a roguelike. So it's a good one. Granted, I do need to play Hades. I always heard that one's good.
Hades, it's just me, but I just couldn't get into it. It is a roguelike, but it doesn't feel, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing, my caveat for playing Hades was like I wanted to play Bastion and Transistor first, so I could appreciate the art style and like the other games that they made. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like other games that I wanted to play first. So whenever I've put all these roadblocks in the way of playing another game, like I really love the Mega Man series, and so I've always loved Gunvolt. And I know that I want to play Gunvolt 2 because it's a really, really fun character, but I have to make myself beat Gunvolt 1 first.
Oh, so I get you. Yeah.
I've restarted that game so many times and never actually gotten through to beat it. It's so annoying to me. Like I want to just skip to the second one and play that one, but I just can't make myself do it.
No, not even a recap would help you just go get started, or?
I mean, honestly, it probably would. And there wasn't even really too much story in there that I was so interested in, but something about it, I just can't skip to like the direct sequel of a game. Even though I know I would like it better. Even though I've done it a few times already. Because it's like, the first Devil May Cry that I played was 4. The first Mega Man game that I played was 8. The first Mega Man Battle Network game that I played was 3. Like, I just can't do it anymore. I don't know.
Huh.
I probably just need to get over it, though.
What do you think of horror games in general?
Well, I had one day where I took a real assessment of a handful of horror games, and maybe I just picked all the wrong ones because I played them for like 10 to 15 minutes until I landed on a very specific one, which I loved. So I think what I learned from that day is that if I'm going to play a horror game, it's probably going to have to be like a pixel one.
Pixel one.
Because the one that I stuck with out of that day was the Bunny Graveyard. And I really, really, really love that game.
Oh, Bunny Graveyard? Okay. I was going to mention Signalis. You mentioned Pixel.
I want to play Signalis. I
love Signalis.
I've seen very little of in detail of it, but I've just seen like the style of it, and it looks really, really cool. And you know, like I said, Resident Evil, it's almost like, other than 7, it's not really horror. It's just got like macabre themes and stuff in it. But you know, that's, if a series is to be considered horror, that would be a favorite. It would definitely be Resident Evil for sure. And the remakes definitely upped some of the scares and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I've got to say, overall, it's not something I gravitate towards naturally, but there's always going to be exceptions. So I'll definitely try out anything. And I mean, honestly, you could argue that Lethal Company is pretty scary.
Oh yeah, it's definitely horror.
Yeah, it's just like it's a different kind of horror. But once you get into those areas and you're into dark corners and a monster pops out, yeah, that's horror. But yeah, you got any last questions for me, or anything else you want to plug or say?
No, nothing really. Can't think of anything.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for being on. I've loved getting a chance to meet you and to talk to you, and we definitely got to play Lethal Company and some other things some other time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, definitely more Lethal Company.
Mm-hmm. And when I eventually buy Street Fighter 6, maybe we'll try and get on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop.